Timmy, a little youth from the ends. He's a small boy, 12 years old. Timmy was raised with a single mother, but Timmy's got depression and bipolar too because of his lifestyle. Typical black youth, dysfunctional upbringing, but you know what? Timmy's cool with it because Timmy's going to be an artist one day. He's going to make tunes like his favourite artist, Tion Wayne. But little does he know, Tion Wayne is a batty man, and his whole perspective on life has been warped by social media. He looks up to man that have no business being looked up to. We leave this part for later in the story arc, but for now just focus on his life as a year 7 youth. New school is joined. Secondary school is different. You have to fit in. You've got to keep up appearances because if you don't, you'll get eaten alive. And Timmy knows this. The girl in his class gravitating towards Michelangelo. Michelangelo is similar to Timmy, but he's just way more. Simply put, Michelangelo, we'll call him Mike, he's a bad man. He got recruited for the Peckham Boys, and ever since he's just been rolling mad. Timmy's role model through proximity becomes Mike. Mike's that typical youth in school that just gets all the nyash. Kind of a dickhead, but kind of cool too. He observes him from across the corridors on a football pitch. He must be like Mike. Anyways, these two one day chat with each other in the cafeteria. Not much, just Mike asking about Timmy's shoes, but this soon was to be the beginning of it all. Yo, Jordan 4s bro, they're clean, said Mike. Thank you, said Timmy. Later on, their relationship bloomed. Mike would go over to Timmy's and Timmy would go over to Mike's. Just the typical friendship in it ends, but Timmy and Mike unite. Their souls dance together like flames. They are one and the same really. Age 14 now. Timmy's on it. He's a younger on a block and has two friends, J-Spaz and Ronaldinho. The block's been on fire ever since one of the olders dropped, and now these youths are inheriting a beef. Not much has happened yet, just occasional fights, but Timmy's been jarring to his mum. Timmy goes around to J-Spaz's yard every day after school because his mum's a prostitute and she's always high on next crack. Of course, Timmy is too young to realise the madness going on, so he just projects all that energy into the world. Picture J-Spaz like an escape from the hellhole that Timmy lives in. J-Spaz is the one light-skinned youth in a story who's a bit like, he's got a skin fade and that, and he wears shades all the time. And indoors too. He's always wearing velvet and shit like that and listens to R. Kelly. J-Spaz is just one of them youths that everyone gets along with. Timmy's mum is a yardie, but she's got no connection to the yardie heritage. Picture her like a lost soul in the passage of time. Her eyes are bronze. She has the look of a fiend and she just wants to love Timmy, but something just ain't letting her. Call it addiction, call it her demons. We'll never know, but we don't need to know. Timmy and his mum live in a 2-bedroom flat together. His father was a Turkish Mali guy who used to do county lines. He got locked up but cooperated and now is in witness protection. Some say he's in Turkey, some say he's somewhere cunch. Little is really known about Timmy's father. There's an election going on during the Easter break. Nicholas Farrett, an English nationalist politician, is on the rise. He's the type that advocates for British unity, freedom of speech, while wanting to ban speech he disagrees with in the country. He really doesn't like the Malian people. He thinks the Malians in Britain are there to take over, so his policies reflect this, and advocates to exile them. Malians are not to be confused with Malis, although he does not prefer them either. This is to be mentioned because London is a boiling pot. It's a place standing the test of time. The year is 2055 and London is far from standing as a symbol of human progress anymore. The buildings of the past demolished and replaced with blocks. Blocks are more convenient to build as aesthetics are inefficient. Inefficiency is the priority in London. Technological progress is everything. Terrorism must be prevented before it is stopped, so surveillance cameras are on every block. Drones roam around the block looking for roadmen. Roadmen are now obsolete, but they still exist. We mentioned the Peckham Boys earlier. The gang still exists in London. I call them the Peckham Boys to have familiarity to the listener, but these are the Neo-Peckham Boys. The Neo-Peckham Boys are like how they were in the past, but instead of operating on the roads, they operate in Conch. The Neo-Peckham Boys are a technological gang using alternative coins and decentralized currencies. They go to Conch on trains, and London is no longer the hotbed of crime it once was. Instead, the beefs are outsourced to other areas where anarchy exists and people can be savages there. Conch is where they can return to their animalistic nature as human beings. The crime in London is digital. It is no longer wielding blades to control territories. No, it is more so hacking each other's systems, causing chaos and stealing coins. Conch is an escape from everything. Although there is violence, it is freedom. Chefing each other is a sign of disrespect at surface, but these men need a sense of competition. They need purpose and structure. There's a game to be played between different postcodes with different points. Sometimes the government, workers, children enjoy to keep track of said gang members' points. There are cameras in Conch, but since this is an anarchy zone, the stabbings are posted to social media, similar to the gladiators in the Roman Colosseum. There are also stars in this society. These are the icons for the culture. For instance, there is Sligger Tree. Also, other rappers going by the name of Apex and Get Mad. A lot of the youth look up to these people. Timmy is one of them. Back to Timmy's school life. He has a crush on this girl, Demisha. Demisha's one of the popular girls, but she's not one of them. What I mean by this is, she's a focal point of Timmy's attention most of the time. He thinks she's too good for him, but also can see himself with her. He observes her from across the class though, too afraid to speak. One day though, he mustered up the courage to go speak to her during break. "Hello, Demisha," said Timmy, hardly able to get a word out. "Yeah?" she responds, flattered and smiling. "What's good with you? You got a second after school? I want to chill with you," said Timmy, building up his confidence. He had practiced this scenario 10 times in the mirror last night. "I'll see if my schedule is free. IDK though, my dad said he wants me back home early," said Demisha. Timmy, determined to get his way with his crush and with built courage, said, "Cool, but it's the only time I can do it." "Fine, I'll come," Demisha said. And just like that, a W for Timmy. If you man want to support the Patreon, you can. You will get your name shouted out in every video, 24/7 access to talk to me, exclusive content, early content too. I go more in depth on the Patreon into deeper topics that I'm not allowed to mention too much on YouTube. All this just for £6 a month. You can also support a creator, and whenever I feel supported, I'm more likely to bring out new content, as I can buy time for working to create more great videos for you guys. Check it out, first link at the top of the description. Bang!